Welcome back. In early February, 2 American women from Kentucky say they were drugged and raped while on vacation in the Bahamas on a cruise to Grand Bahama. The story gained much attention in the United States and the Caribbean, and it came following a travel warning by the United States and Canada as a result of a high rate of crime, particularly murders in the first 2 months here in the Bahamas. 2 Grand Bahama men were arrested in connection with this incident, but later released as police continue their investigation. Well, on Thursday, Police Commissioner Clayton Fernanda was asked for an update on their investigation into those allegations.
Shortly, we will be able to bring the members of the public up to date. We are still in communication with our AG office and our investigative team. When we say rape, we know a sexual offense had been taken based on the evidence that we have thus far. Something happened. But I'm not saying that at the end of the day it's rape, but we know some sexual act occurred.
Commissioner Fernanda was asked what would be the consequences if it was found that the alleged victims were not telling the truth.
We will have to view the facts, what is before us, and if the evidence is pointing that there was a malicious complaint, then we will take action. If there's evidence for a charge, at the end of the day, then we will lay the charge.
Meanwhile, to offset the negative publicity generated by the travel advisories and the sexual assault allegations, the Ministry of Tourism, through its many satellite offices around the world, vigorously promoted the Bahamas as a safe destination. Police are requesting the public's help in locating the cold-hearted driver responsible for killing a 61-year-old man during a traffic incident that occurred shortly before 9 p.m. on Monday on the Milo-Butler Highway. Police are seeking information on the driver of a red American model vehicle with a double axle and front end damage. The driver of the vehicle, believed to be a truck, was traveling north on the Milo-Butler Highway when the male pedestrian was struck as he attempted to cross the highway from the median to the western sidewalk. If you have any information or any knowledge of this fatal hit and run accident, you can call the Traffic Division at 397-8050 or visit the nearest police station. There is no denying that lots of guns have been smuggled into the country, but police officers continue to do their best to take them off the streets. On Thursday, in separate incidents, a collaborative effort involving the Anti-Gang and Firearms Investigation Task Force, along with the K-9 unit, resulted in the confiscation of 2 firearms and a quantity of suspected marijuana, leading to the arrest of 6 adults. The incidents took place on King's Court. That's the first incident, took place on King's Court in Yellow Elder and resulted in the arrest of 2 males ages 26 and 20, while the second incident took place at a residence on Clarine Close off Claridge Road and resulted in the arrest of 4 occupants of the home, 2 males ages 23 and 18, 2 females 43 and 24. And while armed robberies are down compared to last year, there is still a concern as the number of cases remain high. Police are investigating 3 separate alleged armed robberies, one of which led to the arrest of a male suspect. The first incident occurred around 10:30 p.m. on Thursday in the area of Mackey Street and East Bay Street when the female victim was approached by an unknown male armed with a firearm who robbed her of her personal belongings. The second incident occurred around 11:30 p.m. Thursday in the Flamingo Gardens area when the victim arrived at a residence on Great Britain Street in a burgundy 2018 Nissan Cube and a white Japanese vehicle pulled up behind him. 3 unknown males, one of them armed with a firearm, robbed him of his vehicle. Police have arrested a 20-year-old male in connection with that incident. In the final incident around 1:30 a.m. this morning, the victim was The 2024 Agri Expo began today and will run until Saturday tomorrow at the Gladstone Road Agricultural Center, giving exposure to local farmers, agriculturalists, and handicraft experts. As this is the first expo in 5 years, Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources Jomo Campbell says he is happy with the number of vendors that have registered already.
As you would note, the Agri Expo is an explosion of foodology. taking you on a journey from when our food first comes from the ground or ocean to all of the smells, tastes, and textures of the food that we produce and eat. We will also have handicraft experts, artisans, who will display all of their creative and dynamic work. And I am particularly proud to say that the interest in this year's Agri Expo has been extremely high, as we have been able to secure 70 vendors for this two-day expo.
Minister Campbell says although there will be several fun activities, there will also be exercises on food safety, food security, and more important topics on agriculture.
In spite of the food, tasting, and culinary dishes that will be provided, there is also going to be an educational empowerment lecture session, 2 days of dynamic topics. And here's what we can expect throughout this weekend. On Friday, we will have a series on the importance of food safety and plant health in agriculture, lectures on climate change and food security, good agricultural practices, and also on how to start a cooperative, just to name a few.
The expo is open to the public from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. and will take you on a journey of where and how food is grown and harvested throughout the islands of the Bahamas. And finally, Minister of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, Glenys Hannah Martin, was awarded by the House of Rastafari during the Empress Menen Royal Tea Party and Fashion Show and Awards, along with 12 other women for their contributions to the advancement of women in the African diaspora. Hannah Martin also gave the keynote address where she pointed to the key philosophies of peace, love, and unity, as well as a deep connection to nature as positive aspects of the lifestyles of the Rasta. The event, held under the theme Honoring Our Empresses Within the African Diaspora, also awarded the spouse of Prime Minister Philip Davis, Anne Marie Davis, for her consistent efforts towards advancement of women. Mrs. Davis had invited the women of the Rastafari movement to the office of the spouse shortly after taking office for an official visit to hear their issues and their concerns. That was back in 2019, 2020. And that'll do it for your JCN Evening News. Once again, I'm Dorino Saunders. Thanks so much for joining us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.